The death penalty is destroying lives and needs to be abolished. Imagine your parent or guardian getting sentenced to the death penalty. Imagine finding out after it's too late to change what has been done that they were innocent. Now put yourselves in their shoes. How would you feel if you lost your life over something that you did not do? I've done research to back up my opinion, and I've looked at statistics. Today I'm going to talk about why we need to abolish the death penalty, a possible solution for the death penalty, and what a world would look like without the death penalty. There are many reasons as to why the death penalty should be gotten rid of. One reason is because innocent people are being put on death row. 1 in 25 people that are put on death row are innocent, which is 4%. Ray Crone spent 10 years in an Arizona prison and 32 months on death row for a murder of a female bartender, only to be found out that he did not commit it by a DNA swab. He was released in 2002 with nothing. He had no money. Crone said, quote, "All I could think about is what was going on in my mother's mind while I was gone," end quote. He was released in 2002 and started a program for survivors and loved ones of survivors. It is called Witness to Innocence. He is now the Director of Communications and Training for that program. Another reason that we should get rid of the death penalty is because it costs way less just to keep them alive. Without the death penalty, it costs $740,000. With the death penalty, it costs $1.26 million. To maintain a death penalty person costs taxpayers $90,000 more a year. And another reason is because it ruins their chance at another life, like when they get out. Some places don't allow felons to work there, to stay there, and some people don't want to be in a relationship with a felon. Even though when they get out, like if they were found not guilty or they were wrongfully convicted, it's still on your record. It'll say that you were found not guilty or whatever, but it'll always be there. Job people will always look at that, and you'll still have to write it on papers when you file applications. I know that I researched that there's no housing apartments in Richmond that allow felons to live there. And the only job that I could find was Chipotle, but that just depends on where the location is at. And mostly prison with nothing. Some prisons, well, some states don't even offer compensation for when you get out. So when you get out, you're on your own. You have nothing. Like Indiana and Arizona, which is where Ray was at, has no type of compensation. California offers a maximum of $100 per day of wrongful conviction. 31 out of 50 states still have the death penalty. 19 out of 50 states do not. 4 states have gubernatorial moratorium, which allows the state governor to commute the death penalty to something less invasive like life in prison. We need to get the word out about how the death penalty is ruining people's lives and the risks along with the death penalty. We could start a second chance program like RAISE, which would be for drug addicts, felons, wrongfully convicted people, teen moms, just people who need another chance in life and need somewhere to go. We could start by getting the word out by posting flyers around Richmond and speaking at open events that would allow us to tell people about this. If we got the word out, we could change a lot. The world would be a little less complicated. We would save millions of dollars because of the cost of medicine, the medicine that it takes to kill the person. Trials would be more thought out because you can't just sentence them to death. You'd actually have to go over the evidence. You'd have to listen to the witnesses again. And it would take more time for the jurors to come up with a decision because they can't just be like, oh, the death penalty. In conclusion, the world would be better off without the death penalty because there's so many wrongful convictions. It would cost so much less just to keep them alive, and it ruins people's second chances. We could start by raising awareness, by getting the word out, and starting a program like RAISE for a second chance, and a world without a death penalty would be a little less complicated because we'd actually have to think about things. Don't let an innocent person lose their life or have it ruined because of false information or DNA not being examined.